I don't care what you say, seeing a sunrise on a long haul flight will never get old. What's going on, my long haul aviators? RandomEd787 here. Well, PMDG just recently released the Boeing 777-200ER for both Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024, and this is actually their first release for 2024. Now, just a quick disclaimer, I'm not a real-world 777 pilot or by any means an expert on the plane, but I am a hardcore simmer and really do care about realism and immersion. I'm also aware that there are some mixed opinions on this plane and that PMDG has gotten some backlash over the pricing of it, but I'll address that toward the end of the video. But for now, let's go ahead and review this thing. We'll start off with the exterior model, and as is normal with PMDG airplanes, the details are great. Now granted, there isn't really much of a difference in terms of how it looks compared to the 777-300ER, but it is still very detailed. The one difference between this and the 300ER is the different engine types you get. You get the Rolls-Royce Trent 800s, Paul & Whitney 490s, and the GE 90s, and all of them look great. Unfortunately, there isn't really any difference in terms of how they sound, but PMDG has said that a soundscape update is coming for all the engine types in the near future, along with improved interior sounds. Touching on more of the exterior model, and this is something I am absolutely in love with, and that is some of the classic liveries you get. Especially the old American, United, and Delta liveries. Damn, so much nostalgia here. And these can be downloaded from the new PMDG Operations Center, which has honestly worked really great. These all look absolutely fantastic, and I hope we get even more in the future. When it comes to the interiors, however, this is where there is practically no difference at all. I won't give the cockpit any flack because, well, that's exactly what it looks like. PMDG did their job there. But when it comes to the cabin, it's literally copied and pasted from the 300ER, just a shortened version of it. Granted, I'm not going to put a huge focus on this, but I think a little variety with the cabins might be more well suited. For example, as much as I gave the AnyBuilds A350 crap for the state that the airplane launched in, its cabin variety is far better than what PMDG is offering here. So I gotta be honest, PMDG is gonna have to start making improvements here. Well, moving on from the art department, how about the actual flying experience? Well, I gotta say, I don't know what it is about long haulers, but they reignite my passion for aviation. I think it's due to the fact that you can visit so many different locations. And I gotta say, after doing 14 flights with this plane, 7 in 2020 and also 7 in 2024, the 777 is starting to become one of my favorite airplanes. One of the big reasons for my enjoyment is the fact that the damn plane actually works and runs properly on launch, unlike some other planes I know. My experience in terms of performance has been really solid with stable frame rates throughout all the flights with barely any stutters. Although I did experience 2 crashes in 2024, but none in 2020, so that makes me believe it was a simulator issue. Go figure. And when it comes to the actual flying, it feels great. Just like with the 300ER, you really feel you are controlling quite the jumbo jet. Seriously, I just love taxiing this thing. Just making those sharp turns and lining up with the center line, the taxiway or runway. Ooh, it's just so satisfying. And the same thing goes for taking off and landing. You can feel the sluggish feeling of controlling this monster. And pulling off those buttery smooth landings will always satisfy my dopamine filters.
50, 30, 20.
Nice.
Another feature that returns from the 300ER, and I'm glad it does, is the Auto Cruise feature. You can access this from the PMDG EFB that comes with the plane, and what it'll do is automatically increase the sim rate depending on factors like computer performance, weather, and your route. You can also request your sim brief flight plans while also adding your weight and bounce to the plane, which is new for the tablet with the 200ER. So that's about all there is to cover with the PMDG 777-200ER. So what are my overall thoughts? Well, I'll be honest, while I was a little shocked at the price considering this is just a different variant of the 777, I honestly don't have any buyer's remorse. I'm personally happy with my purchase and have had an absolute blast flying this plane. But I am aware that a lot of simmers aren't really happy with what PMDG is doing with the price here, and I can definitely understand their sentiment. I can agree with the argument also that you do get 3 different engine types, and when you purchase the plane, you get both the 2020 and 2024 versions. Now, while I'm not raising my torch and pitchfork, I would be lying if I said I didn't want this plane to be a little cheaper. So here's my final thoughts. If you already own the 777-300ER from PMDG, and you're not quite sure if you should buy this plane, it may not be a bad idea to hold off your purchase because the 300ER is getting a free update for 2024 if you already own it in the near future. Now, if you don't own the 300ER and want to fly a long hauler right now for Flight Simulator 2024, then I would argue this is the best long hauler you can buy for the sim right now. Also, since this is pretty much a study level aircraft, I obviously don't recommend it to casual simmers. This isn't your typical get in and go type of plane. Well, that about wraps it up for this review. So, what about all of you? If you bought the plane, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, my lawn haulers, peace out and happy flying.